Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am Richard. This is my channel. I'm going to have myself a drink, and I'm going to ask the question, do you perspire in your sleep? By perspire, of course, I mean sweat. Which is a silly question because everybody sweats in their sleep at least a little bit. But, it's just one of those things I wonder about. Before I go any further, let me, of course, explain that I drink these drinks in my videos because I am a food blogger. And I have a lot of drinks to get through. I have already written a review of this. It has been sitting around my house for 2 years now. It's old, and I need to use it up. And I could just sit down and say, let me drink myself into oblivion, but that just wouldn't be as much fun. So I'm taking a moment to make a video, and further on that line, for every 1,000 subscribers I get, I do purchase one of these bracelets from the company 4Ocean. Now, as I'm filming this, I have purchased 31 pounds of trash removal from the ocean, and I only have around 8,000 subscribers total off all 6 of my channels. So, yes, I do the right thing because it's the right thing. It would be nice if you guys would help me do the right thing, because each one of these things can be like anywhere from $20 to well over $100 depending on which one you get. It's a big ocean, there's a lot of trash, and I'm trying to save the world, and I need your help. So yeah, anyway. So, normal people sleep all bundled up in a blanket. Last night I didn't do that. I spilled something on my shirt. I actually slept on the couch because I'm a big fat dude, and I just feel the couch gives me more support. I have to adjust my bed a lot because I'm just so big that it moves, it shifts under me. I got a bigger mattress and it doesn't help. And yes, I do put down a sheet to cover the couch, but I don't use blankets. I just lay down and sleep, and then I get up and I move around and I lay down and I sleep again, and so on and so forth. So it's just one of the strange things was, it was 70 degrees in the house. I know this because that's what I set my thermostat to. And I woke up in the morning very sweaty. My legs felt wet, my chest felt wet, and it was like, why am I sweating so much? And this isn't something that always seems to happen to me, or I would have noticed it by now. I'm not exactly a young man. But, it's one of those things about sleep, is that our bodies repair themselves in sleep. That's when that happens. It's not the only time it happens. I do believe we do some repair while we're awake, but we do a lot of repair in our sleep. That's our primary time of repair. I was injured. I was injured when I was changing a tire, and I was changing a tire for another guard. I'm a security officer, and he didn't set his parking brake, and his car fell and hit me. One of the things that happened was I was always tired after that. It was very hard for me to stay awake. And the reason was that my body was saying, hey, you have nerve damage and you need to sleep. You need to repair. That's why I spent most of the pandemic unconscious. Because, that was just how it's done. You need to sleep to repair. So it's possible that I could be sweating in my sleep because my body is doing some kind of repair work. Although, I look at myself and think, meh. I have a lot of scar tissue. If you look at my hand here, I don't know if you could see that, but there are little cuts all over it from my cats. Very common amongst cat owners to have those problems. And, yeah, every now and again our bodies do something weird and you wonder about it. Every now and again you don't feel good, or you have a time where you just have to keep running to the restroom, and we don't know all the things that happen to the human body because it's just not that important. It's one of the great points of human life is that, a lot of runners get a runner's stitch, and it's a pain, like right here, I think. I've gotten it 100 times, at least. And doctors don't know why. You know, they just don't know why that pain exists. It has something to do with exertion. It has something to do with, the act of getting your body going. But, because that pain is not dangerous, we don't really have a huge motivation to understand it. So it's like Epsom salts, I mean, you use Epsom salts to soak a swollen leg, and we have no idea why Epsom salts work. They do. Everybody swears they do. But, if you want to get enough people together to find out why, or even prove that it does work, it's not worth it, because people are going to buy Epsom salts regardless. And if you prove that it didn't work, okay, the people that sell Epsom salts are going to be upset. And if you prove that it did work, the people that sell other drugs that compete with Epsom salts are going to be upset. So we really don't know. We really don't need to. It's much like me sweating all night. It's been a thing lately. I sweat a lot more than I think is normal. But yeah, okay, so I did. It's not putting me in any danger. It's entirely possible that my body is trying to work through something. It does happen. And, exactly what it is. Well, I could tell you after the accident, I had a lot of health issues. I became a diabetic. I gained 60 pounds. Okay? Now I've lost 60 pounds. I'm, very much closer. I think I'm actually a little under the weight I was when I got hurt. Things change. Now, a lot of people will say, well, how do you know? It's like, well, I don't. I'm not dead sure. We can't take 100 people and give them the same injury and see what happens to them. And even if we did, I could be a special case. One of the interesting things about medicine is I was once taking a medicine and I told my doctor how I reacted to it, and the doctor says that's not possible. It's like, but I took the medication and that's what happened. So is it possible that some factor outside the medication could have been what's doing it? I guess, but you know what? Every time I take that medication, I get the same result. So I don't know. It's one of those things. I'm sure there are some people that don't sweat in their sleep. I'm sure I'm a pretty sweaty person because I'm so large and I retain a lot of heat. That's one of the things about being large, is you retain a lot of heat. I don't know. One of the problems we have as people is understanding that we're all different. And we should respect the fact that just because you had an experience doesn't mean that I had that experience, or that I would have the same experience in those circumstances. Just a moment. Thank you for sharing it with me. I'm Richard.
Oogog, Erganog. Daniel Ducky say YouTube gods need long outro so I can tell you comment, like, and subscribe so that this channel can pull trash out of ocean by buying matrices from For Ocean. Also, links to new video now appear. Comment, like, and subscribe, or be cursed by Ugatha. Danger Ducky approves.